In this video, you find the top 3 changes in patch 0.8.5. This was a very easy video to make because there are only 3 changes, really. I'm Thyworm, covering Last Epoch, and if you enjoy Last Epoch content, build guides and discussions, consider subscribing. Change number 1, Soulfire Bastion, the new dungeon. The Soulfire Bastion is a fire-themed abandoned Ostrich battleground where a Fire Lich boss awaits you. The mechanic in place for this dungeon is called Soulfire Shield, which is a shield protecting you against either fire or necrotic damage. To change the protection type, you can use Soul Embers, which you get by slaying enemies. These Soul Embers aren't only used in the dungeon mechanic, they serve another purpose too. At the end of the dungeon, after defeating the Lich, you can use the Soul Embers at a Soul Gambler, a special vendor with hopefully good rewards. I will tell you in a few weeks. Change number 2, another dungeon, the Lightless Arbor. I was particularly impressed with the lore behind this dungeon because it's well written and because it uses the massive giant that you see beneath you in the campaign area, if you pay attention at least, that is. That giant is also the boss of this dungeon, which should be interesting. This guy is an absolute Chad, a Giga Chad, you might even say. The dungeon mechanic in question is a lantern called the Pyre Amber because the dungeon is pitch black. It reminded me a lot of Delve with the cart, but this time you control the cart instead of being forced to run along with it. By killing special elemental enemies, you restore the light in the Pyre Amber, and by taking damage, you extinguish the Pyre Amber, so don't take damage. This could be a great dungeon for a reflect damage character, I can already tell. The rewards are interesting, however, assuming you whack the Giga Chat, because the reward is that you spend a load of gold on random loot modifiers and then enter a room and then open a chest, or multiple chests even, and you get then this massive loot explosion. I'm already feeling a little bit warm and fuzzy inside, not gonna lie. This is the first actual gold sink that Last Epoch implemented that seems fun to use. Looking at you, gambler. EHG specifically states that they are keeping a close eye on the balancing, so maybe you don't want to spend all your money yet, because the costs might be nerfed. As a matter of fact, get your complaint posts ready on the forum, that is too expensive, so we all get a nice chunk of loot for cheap. And change number 3, Arena of Champions. I made a whole video about it, I'll just link that. It is a nice short video as well. Is there really nothing else in the patch? Sure, there is, but I wouldn't really call it content. There are some skill changes, but we're not getting new skills. We're getting 8 new unique items with a few more on the way in upcoming hotfixes or patches. That is fun, I'm looking forward to it, but it's also pretty standard by now. There's a catalyst overhaul and some graphical armor and unit overhauls, but it is nothing that fundamentally changes how you play Last Epoch, you know? If you're grinding the monolith now, you will be grinding it in 0.8.5, and none of the other minor changes in this patch are impacting that. So let me end with some thoughts on the patch. Clearly, this is a very minor patch because the focus is on multiplayer. At some point, and I think we reached that point, the single player and multiplayer development need to be merged in a single build. And that means you need to wait until both of these tracks are ready for that. You can't just keep developing, at some point these things have to wait. That is my assumption, and it would mean that next patch, which is likely to be 0.9.0 and likely to be dropped in 10 weeks, that patch will actually have multiplayer. Because of very little actual content in this patch, I am personally not too excited about the patch, but I am excited to play Last Epoch in general. I decided to bring back focus to my channel by starting to cover only ARPGs and primarily Last Epoch. Great decision, a day later the 10-cent announcement was there, but still, this is the plan. So I'm going to create build guides again this patch and just enjoy the game for what it is. Hence I'm looking forward to the next patch, not so much because of the patch content, but because of the content I plan to release. And if you want to see me stream this game live, you should go to twitch.tv/Thyworm, where I am streaming some Last Epoch every now and then, and we can just hang out together. But that's all for now. Short and sweet, thanks for watching and making it to the end. See you soon, love you all, bye bye.